Here's my granite, zebra, possible caramel, male carpet python. I know it doesn't look like a carpet python, right? No one would think that a carpet python could look this cool. What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily. My friend Paul's leaving. He just came here and he brought me a really nice present. I'm gonna let you guys see what it is if you stay tuned and come into the snake room with us right now. Look how cool this little girl is. This is HYPO ENCHI Butter Rainbow with possibility of disco being in there. I think she might be going into shed, but that's a really, really cool looking rainbow. I probably should have waited till she shed out because she is a little dulled, but that was one of the last clutches of this year we produced this past fall, and we were lucky to hit the visual rainbow on this one because it was the only one we hit. Really, really nice. All right, here's our two hurricane monarchs. So the monarch gene is a recessive trait that when you have two copies, you see this visual T positive albino. I think it's one of the most beautiful T positives in all of ball python breeding. That and ultramel, they're all really good. They all really have their own. Caramel's great, ultramel's great, monarch is great. I really like them all. But these monarchs are different than anyone else's out there because these have hurricanes. These have the hurricane gene in it. You can see the hurricane swirls right here. And you can see by adding that darkness in the hurricane to this T positive, it gives it more contrast. And it's funny how this one's lighter than this one, and they don't look exactly the same, but they have the same exact genes in them. And that's because no two hurricanes are the same. I don't think it's the monarch that's doing it, and it could be, but I think it's the hurricane gene that has the variability. And very, very cool. And look at this beauty. Banana champagne. Possible yellow belly, possible ENCHI. Het pied, het hypo. Now, the question is, why does this look like a pied? Because when you combine the champagne gene with het pied, just one copy of the pied gene, it has a visual appearance of looking like a pied. When you combine it with two copies of the pied gene, a lot of times you get a white snake. So champagne het pieds are actually cooler than champagne pieds. And that has, you got the banana here. So I think banana and champagne go really, really well together. And I think banana champagne het pieds look even cooler because it looks like a visual pied. This is one of my favorite snakes that I produced probably in the 2022 breeding season. And this snake ain't too shabby either. Look at this guy. This is champagne ENCHI het pied. So once again, looking like a visual pied, the ENCHI gene keeping less white there, but the champagne gene absolutely there. That's a typical, very common champagne-ish look, but it's a very clean one too. And I'm wondering if, I think the ENCHI gene just cleaned that up a lot. And that's why she looks so clean. Because champagne is usually a lot darker. And really, really cool. Really nice. I love champagne. I think there's a lot to be done with champagne too. I think it's underappreciated. I don't think people do enough with it. I have a lot of potential champagne stuff that we can be producing this coming year, and I'm looking forward to it. Beautiful. And to think, I almost didn't hold back the male that produced these guys. I almost sold him, and then at the last minute I said, "What, am I crazy?" Because he was a banana ENCHI hypo champagne pied. It was crazy, or het pied, I should say. Beautiful. I wish I would have been able to soak this little boy first, but I didn't have time, but I'm going to show you him anyway. He's still got some stuck shed on him. This is the visual. So this is banana, champagne, pied. So this is visual pied. You can see this, you lose all the champagne, you get a white snake, those big black eyes, which are kind of really cool, the champagne eyes. And it is possible ENCHI and possible yellow belly too. And this is actually het hypo as well, but very, very nice looking snake. Once again, it's got some stuck shed on it, unfortunately, but it's probably one of the lightest snakes you'll see when the shed is off of it. And that's that champagne with the visual pied, with the banana. As you can see, you really look good. You can see some reddishness in the eyes. That's the banana. And there it is. All right, here's my granite, zebra, possible caramel, male, carpet python. I know it doesn't look like a carpet python, right? No one would think that a carpet python could look this cool. But this is a granite zebra caramel. Really, really cool. I got this boy from Eric Burke a number of years ago. The female I've been wanting to breed him to, I've been trying to breed him to. Every year she comes down with a respiratory. And every year I treat her, and just as she's getting over it, season's over and she misses her because she doesn't eat enough. So I'm kind of upset. I love this male. I might just keep him. I might just make him into a pet and not stop trying. Because every time I try to breed the female, she winds up getting sick. I don't know why. She's a jungle jag that's also zebra and het granite. So I was hoping to produce some super zebra granites, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I'll just keep this little boy because he's so really, really cool. And the weird thing is, I put them together, and whenever she gets sick, I wind up treating both of them just because he's with her, and he's fine, and she's still snotty. I don't know what it is. She's had a bad season. I don't know what it is. And the funny thing is, it just takes her a long time to get over these respiratories. It's 3 years in a row I've had this happen, and then the rest of the year she's fine. She doesn't want to breed. I'm just going to have to retire her, I guess, even though she never had a clutch for me, and maybe at some point I'll breed him to one of my snow females, if I ever can grow a snow female up. I lost a snow recently. She regurged the meal, and I had been growing her. She was doing great, and she regurged. So I'm still working with my double hets. My double het females are carrying the load for me. I have a bunch of albinos that next year might go that are 66% het snows. So we can always try those. But this male is just gorgeous. Love him. Thank you, Eric. Paul Miller, bringing me a little present today.
What's up, guys?
He's back. And we got, let's open this up a little bit. Can you unlock that, guys? We have a black dragon water monitor. I've been telling you guys about this girl, and there she is. She's pretty big, and hopefully we're going to be training her a little bit, working with her, and hopefully at some point breeding her, because she's already been dropping some eggs, for Paul. What'd she do, twice already?
Yeah, she's clutched twice already.
But a lot of people don't realize that the monitors will have clutches even when there's no male available. And sometimes they're actually viable, right? Because sometimes they're the parthogenic. But
yeah, I was hoping to get partho eggs out of this one, but unfortunately they went bad, and half of them got destroyed in the cage after she was digging. She's a really pretty girl. She's very dark. I always find that, for some reason, I always think that they get lighter as they get older, but this one kept its colors. It's really, really dark. And I think she's gonna do really well here. We're gonna actually put her at this is a little higher up than I'd like her, but we had to get the basking lamp in there, and it's a little tall, so it was gonna stick out the top, but we're gonna eventually try to get her down to a lower cage so we can work with her a little bit more easily. We don't have to stand on a ladder, but she is really, really nice, and we'll be showing you some feeding videos with her and hopefully some training videos. She's tongue trained? Yes.
Yeah. All right, there she is. Black Dragon. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. The sun is coming down here. It's getting dark in Cape Coral, Florida, and it's getting a little windy, but I really love the way it feels. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a little quickie for the weekend, but I told you it was coming. My friend Paul brought over that beautiful Black Dragon water monitor. I'm going to have to work with it and hopefully start tongue feeding it, and maybe we can start socializing, because he really hasn't really socialized it much. But if we do, she's going to be a gorgeous one. And then at some point in the future, when my albinos get old enough, if we have a male in there, we might even breed them. That's the goal. So pretty happy about that Once I get them socialized, I think I'm going to try to build them a bigger enclosure. But right now I want to keep them in a smaller cage just so we can really work on socializing and, you know, one-on-one interactions and stuff like that. So I'm excited, you know. I kind of wanted one, but I didn't really, you know, I figured, well, look, I'm getting a pair of albinos. I'm not going to start going crazy. But the fact that he brought it over made it that much easier. All right, guys, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, hit that like button. I'll see you back Monday morning.